Well, here we go. 7 tips to top out the recession. Number 1, see this as a fantastic opportunity to emerge from the other side of recession as a leading contender in your market. Now, a lot of young whippersnappers will tell you that actually the way to do this is by outspending your competition. Well, we've been there, we've done it, we've seen it, and actually it's about outsmarting your competition. And one of the best places to start is not think about advertising so much as publicity.
We're all about here in Ryanair finding ways of raising discretionary revenue so that we can keep lowering the cost of air travel.
Take Michael O'Leary. He reinforces his brand's core proposition every time he goes on telly.
The thing that we have looked at though in the past and are looking at again is the possibility of maybe putting a coin slot on the toilet doors so that people might have to actually spend £1 to spend a penny in future.
Now, it's not advertising per se, but it's certainly helping getting bums on seats.
Tip 2, rethink your segmentation. We've come up with 4 emerging new groups which you might find interesting. The above-it-alls, the squeezed middle class, the hand-wringers, and last but not least, the thumb-suckers.
The above-it-alls. They still want to feel powerful and special even though there's a recession. They just don't want to look flashy. So our advice to one car manufacturer was when you sell them a new car, let them have a personalised number plate. That way, they've got a new car, it just doesn't look new.
The squeezed middle classes. What they're looking for is reassurance. They don't know if they'll have a job this time next year. Recognising this, Hyundai launched a new campaign whereby if you bought or leased a new car and you ran into financial trouble, take it back and they'll just tear up the plan.
Introducing Hyundai Assurance. Now finance or lease any new Hyundai, and if you lose your income in the next year, you can return it with no impact on your credit.
The hand-wringers. They know it's bad out there and they like to shop. But what they're doing now to stop themselves getting out of control on the high street is shopping online instead. They want a bit of optimism. Just look at what Coca-Cola and Pepsi have done with their new advertising. Reposition themselves all around feeling good. And take a look at this video. How many hits do you think it's had? Nearly 78 million. And last, there's the thumb-suckers. They're looking for comfort. They want nostalgia. Sales of Cadbury's chocolate are up 30%. And look at what's happened to the Whisper, brought back by popular demand. And if you haven't seen it, the Snuggie, which is a cross between a sleeping bag and a jacket, is all the rage in America for watching TV.
Tip 3. Tip 3, don't just treat your customers well, treat them royally. It's a well-known fact that your best business is going to come from your existing customers. But if you treat them royally, it's a very good chance they'll tell their friends as well about how they were treated, and that's the best form of advertising. Take Topshop. When you go into Topshop, you can book a personal shopper. It's Harrods standards of service available in a shop for teenagers.
Tip 4, the power of a gift. Remember, when you give something away, what you're really doing is winning credit for the future. Kraft recently created an app for the iPhone, which has 7,000 downloadable recipes. Sony Ericsson at Glastonbury recently created an app you could download to your phone, so when you had a few late at night, you can find your way back to your tent.
Tip 5, be personal. For instance, Famous Grouse allowed you to go online and change the label from the famous grouse to the famous dad or the famous brother or the famous mate, and then that bottle was delivered to you. My friend Mike was able to go to Nike ID and change the N of Nike to M on his trainers, which he thought was pretty cool. And nobody knows the value of personal communication better than President Obama.
U.S. elections are always close, but the nation was shocked Tuesday night to see John McCain defeat Barack Obama by a single vote. In just a few short days, this private citizen has become a national pariah. Fearing retribution, local police took the non-voter into protective custody yesterday at City Hall.
Tip 6, be open. And that means be open to criticism. You listen to criticism from your friends, so why not listen to criticism from your customers? Take Dell, for example. They set up a website called IdeaStorm. People could propose ideas, people could vote on ideas, and they ran straight into the open source lobby who said, why don't you stop running Microsoft and use open source? And they had to respond. Several months later, they in fact launched a product in response to popular demand called Ubuntu.
On the subject of openness, Innocent ran into trouble when they decided to sell their product through McDonald's. There was a storm of criticism, but the three owners replied to every blog post, every email personally, and in the end, reason won out.
Tip 7, think community. Many people think in a recession, green drops off the agenda. In fact, research shows that amongst under 25s, it's more important than ever. Take Oxfam, for example. They set up a green granny program. You could ask a granny almost any question that was about thrift or saving money or recycling or doing things better. Lessons that they learnt in the last century that are more relevant than ever today.
And thinking about community, think about how you can get people actively involved in your brand. Look again at Whisper. Their whole positioning is backed by popular demand. Their new advertising campaign is of the people, by the people.
And tip 8, if you are looking for some fresh ideas and some fresh thinking on a tight budget, then call the Joined Up Company. And here's my mobile phone number, 07990 506 056.